If silver and gold are supposed to be so amazing and they're going to be revolutionary for people's financial lives, then why aren't more people buying silver and gold? If we put the affordability question to one side, there's a lot of people who are very like-minded to myself and grounded that silver and gold are not a silver bullet and they're not going to change your life. And I think we can learn a lot from those people to keep us all grounded as silver stackers. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a warm welcome to you all joining me for another precious metal ramble. Now today I want to talk about the fact that if silver and gold are as amazing as we are often told, then why are not more people buying into physical silver and physical gold? Now of course there's the affordability question, and there are undoubtedly countless thousands, hundreds of thousands of people out there that are just not able to afford gold and silver, and that's, I think, something that we as stackers need to reflect on, that if we are in this position that we're able to put our money into physical silver and gold, that we're in that fortunate position. And it's important to not forget that perspective. If we put the affordability to one side, there are a lot of people who can afford to look to buy silver and gold, but then choose not to. And there are a variety of different reasons that people actually avoid this stuff, from fear of buying fakes, or fear of getting scammed, or just the risk and liability of potentially owning something as valuable as this in one's own home. Now, a lot of those questions and queries and misgivings can be easily talked away, and often are, but actually they're quite sensible, and we can learn a lot as seasoned stackers from some of the reticence of other people out there in this world that don't necessarily get the idea that buying silver and gold is a great thing. And I think the key message here, other than the fact that I'm not giving financial advice, I'm just rambling at the camera, is that silver and gold is not a silver bullet. And I say that because I have got a big fat silver bullet out here on the table. It's not this be-all and end-all, and that's one thing that a lot of people, I think, understand. And you know, your average person that watches a hyped up crazy YouTube video saying that silver is going to make you millions and millions of pounds and you have to buy it all now, it just sounds too good to be true. And I think that is a really great message to look away from it. And despite the fact that I've been, you know, an ardent stacker for the last sort of 5 or 6 years, and I have, you know, accumulated a, you know, variety of different silver and gold into my stack, I am very much still grounded in this idea that whilst it's great, it should form the small part of a bigger portfolio, and there are better things out there than silver and gold in this world. And that's something that a lot of people actually understand, and a lot of people within stacking community sometimes get distracted by, and they leave that behind, and their sense and sensibility can sometimes be taken away with them. And that was part of the problem with the silver squeeze movement that happened over a year ago now, where there were calls that if just every single person in the United States bought an ounce of silver, then it would cripple the COMEX. Or if everybody in the world bought an ounce of silver, there wouldn't be enough silver, therefore we would crash the silver markets. Well, of course, the sad fact is that even just in the United States, I suppose a first world country, the vast majority of people don't have the kind of savings to even, I don't know, pay for an emergency. I think there was a statistic I heard on 2 is 1's channel, which is an incredible channel, by the way. Go and watch it if you can. There's a link down in the description below, where I think there are nearly 2/3 of Americans that don't have enough savings for a $1,000 emergency or something like that. That fact might be completely wrong, but the point here is that there are a lot of people who don't have enough cash to do that. So the craziness of trying to convince those kind of people that they need to put the money that will be used for rent or for gas in their car or for food on the table into silver and gold, I think is just silly. It really is. Now, in terms of still buying silver and gold, and if you are in this position where there is this you know, potential in your life to get into it, I think it's still a good thing to have, but it needs to be done within moderation, of course. And a lot of people do that, and I have been a proponent of responsible stacking for a very long time. And you've only got to look at the comments on some of the videos where I call out things like the silver squeeze movement to see that there are a lot of people who are like-minded to myself that won't go overboard and won't buy too much of this stuff. But how much is too much? How much gold and silver should you actually have? And should everybody have at least some, even if you are at that lower end of the poverty line and you perhaps can't necessarily afford it. Well, there are some positives to be had, even if you are buying silver in perhaps not the best way. I've always thought that buying silver and gold should be done from a debt-free position. The only exception to that being potentially the mortgage. If you have a mortgage that you can pay down as much as possible, then, and this is not financial advice, remember, I'm just a guy talking on YouTube, then you should just pay as much off of your mortgage as possible. It is the biggest debt that you'll ever have. But that aside, if you still need to or want to look to go into silver, then the mortgage is the only exception to the debt-free rule. And if you are looking to buy silver and gold and you are looking to save it for a rainy day for a very long time, then you've got to bear that in mind as well. You can't just, buy silver and expect it to shoot the moon tomorrow and pay off your mortgage and make millions of pounds. That's just not how the markets work. But all of that aside, if we are looking at gold and silver as this, potential hedge for the future about saving one's money, then arguably everybody should have some of it, right? That would be the logical thing. If the dollar collapsed tomorrow, then everybody that doesn't have even an ounce of silver would be completely, well, for want of a better phrase, up the brown creek without a paddle. I think it's important, though, that people have the perspective on this stuff, that even if the dollar collapsed, the 1 ounce of silver eagle that you have here, it's only going to get you the equivalent of what 1 ounce worth of silver eagle will get you today. If a loaf of bread costs $1,000 because the dollar has collapsed, then it's still going to cost the same amount in that raw material silver. That same wealth that you have now will be transported through to that point, and you'll be able to get what you need with the money that you've preserved. The money in your bank account or the dollars that you keep in the mattress under your bed, they are not going to be as easy to keep safe. So there is an argument to be had that everybody should have a little bit of silver, some silver. But let's be quite honest, even just a roll of eagles like we have here isn't life-changing money. It's certainly not the amount of money that you can rely on in the case that the dollar completely collapses and you won't ever be able to look to buy your silver or buy your bread again. There is this fundamental flaw in the fact that silver is only as valuable as it is right now, and this idea that it might reset in its value one day, so that an ounce of silver that today, if aside the fact that this is an eagle and has its premiums on top, but an ounce of silver giving you $22, $23 right now, the idea that it's going to reset and give you $100 worth of stuff in the same financial future is just not how gold and silver works. So that is something to factor in. And that is one of the reasons that I think gold is actually a little bit of a better option right now. You really do have to have a vast, vast hoard of silver to potentially think about transporting that wealth through time. And remember, we're not even talking here about potential bug out situations where there are these requirements to suddenly move out. If you've got a wildfire encroaching and you've got 10,000 ounces of silver, good luck getting that out of the house quickly. But if you've got only 100 ounces of gold, which would be that 100-to-1 ratio, 100-to-1 ratio, that's easy. 100 ounces of gold, 3.1 kilos in the pocket, off you go. It's simple. Now, of course, that's a completely different scale from what a lot of people are stacking at the moment, and I get that. But still, the point here is that silver is not a silver bullet. And a lot of people out there that can't afford this stuff are not buying it for a reason. So if you are watching a lot of these channels out there that are hyping up silver, that are saying that it's short supplied at the moment and can't be got for love nor money, then remember that that's not really the case. It's not a silver bullet. You're not going to change your life with silver to become a millionaire. But what you will and can do is that you can hedge. You can build something that is bigger than the sum of its whole parts. If you have some of this stuff in your possession and you can afford it and you can afford to hold it for a very long time, then in my opinion, you are going to be, for want of a better phrase, golden. So that's my thoughts on the subjects here today. Now, I could have talked more about the affordability side of things, but I feel like it's almost preaching from a position of privilege. I think it is important to not forget the perspective that if you're in a position where you're able to buy and stack silver and gold, that it's important not to overlook that fortunate position that you're in. And that's something that a lot of people can't fathom, I think. You know, we get a lot of sort of virtue signaling, I think, on various different social media platforms about people buying just an ounce of silver here or there, and you know, there's others that buy tens of thousands of ounces, and everybody's situation is different and everybody's affordability is different. And the vast majority of people in this world, remember, can't afford to do silver and gold, and that's one of the reasons why even the biggest YouTube channels here that focus on silver and gold are only 100,000 or maybe a little bit more. Maybe one day we'll see a channel with 1 million subs, but again, 1 million out of the entire world's population is tiny. So I think worth putting in perspective and remembering. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below about silver and gold and its affordability and its potential for mass consumption within this world. Will there be a time when everybody will be buying it and it will be on sale at every gas station? Perhaps there'll just be, you know, those little signs on the gas pumps. Buy an ounce of silver with your gas tank. I don't think so. I think this stuff is different, is special, and it will still have this inaffordability issue for the vast majority of people, even in a big financial kind of reset. So there we go. That's my thoughts and opinions. Share yours down below. If you've enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button. And 75% of the views that I get on my channel are from people that are not subscribed. So if you've enjoyed this video, there's a good chance you'll enjoy some of the ones that we make in the future. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you want to get notifications, then there's the alarm bell as well. Otherwise, that's it from me. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the next video. And as always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.